Please click on the subscribe button so you get notified when the latest content drops. Now, let's kick it.
I guess the beginning of this feud was essentially when The Rock came back during day one. He delivered his promo of where he should sit. He should sit at a bar. He should sit near a grocery store. I forget essentially what the line was, but ultimately he said, or should I sit at the head of the table? Cody then went on to win the Royal Rumble. I don't think WWE was counting on Cody winning the Rumble this year and essentially trying to finish the story against Roman Reigns this year. I think it was going to be CM Punk who won the Royal Rumble. Then we get Cody in some other feud between himself and Drew McIntyre, between himself and like Seth Rollins. Or actually no, because Seth Rollins was probably going to face CM Punk, but we get Cody Rhodes against somebody else. But because they went with that audible, they had Cody win because Punk got essentially injured in the match. And Cody right off the bat didn't hesitate. He went straight for Roman because that's who he obviously wants. That's who we all know he wants, and that's who we all, even the casuals, most of the casuals, even the casuals as myself, who hasn't really been following or watching as much wrestling as of late, like I used to when I was a lot younger. But I have, because of my podcast now and because I want to be discussing these topics, gone back and watched essentially all the latest episodes of Raw and all the latest episodes of SmackDown, so I can give you guys proper takes on what's going on, or at least the highlights on what's going on within the storyline, because it is important. But yeah, I don't think we were going to get Cody versus Roman this year. I think it was going to be something else, and then we were going to get Rock versus Roman, and then I would think because of the Rock and the power that he has, he was going to put himself over Roman and become the Universal Champion. And that shouldn't really surprise anybody. Like, I'm a huge fan of The Rock. I love his work that he's done, charitable, professionally, cinematically, even in the wrestling industry. I remember when I was young, going and buying the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment, The Rock documentary that they had at Walmart at the time. I think it was 2008. And oh my God, that's when I became a huge fan of The Rock, because I started watching wrestling after he had left. I was born in 98, so when I started watching wrestling was around 2007, 2008. And then I had always heard, like, I knew who The Rock was by the work that he did on, like, by the movies that he did, and I knew him as The Rock. I didn't know him as Dwayne Johnson at the time, which is crazy. I always knew him as The Rock, but I didn't realize that he was a wrestler until later on when I was a little bit older, and I was like, oh, he used to be a wrestler. And then I saw his work as a wrestler, and I was like, oh my God, he was an amazing wrestler. He was great on the mic, great athleticism, just great overall talent, and his career was sadly too short, but we've had him come back a few times and we've had excellent matches since then. He's definitely lost a step in some of his return matches, but he's still excellent on the mic when he is comfortable, and he's been doing it for a while. And I say that because The Rock's return on Monday Night Raw day one, I believe, I genuinely thought it was flat. It was great to see him come back, but the delivery of the promo just didn't get me as hyped or as excited as a lot of the other stuff that he's done. And I'll be completely honest with you, it left a lot to be desired. Then we got Cody winning the Royal Rumble, ultimately deciding who he wanted to face, and right off the bat, we all wanted him to face Roman. Even though some of the casuals like myself wanted him to finish that story. And because I believe the board had agreed with Dwayne, with The Rock, okay, you're going to be a part of the board, and part of that deal was to headline WrestleMania and all that. They were essentially trying to make Cody pick Seth, and Cody was still going to pick Roman, but just get him at Elimination Chamber. They were trying to do something finicky where it just didn't make sense. It didn't make fans feel happy or satisfied. And when Cody came out on SmackDown and he's like, I want you, but I want you at the Elimination Chamber. Or I forget. I didn't get a chance to go back and watch that promo or that segment. And then when they cut that segment, posted it online, and it was the most disliked segment in I think all of WWE, maybe all of YouTube history. To be completely honest with you. I think The Rock finally will like realized, okay, maybe the decision of having me face Cody or me face Roman at WrestleMania, it would be a catastrophic, it would be a horrible decision for me, especially now that I'm a part of the board. This could reflect badly upon me and badly upon the company if we go in this direction.